I want to ask you something before we go anywhere else today. When you are most stressed, what is your first instinct? For the majority of professional women and men I've worked with, the answer is some version of the same thing. Handle it myself, figure it out, not bother anyone, or keep it contained. And I want to talk about why that instinct, as understandable and as professional as it is one of the most expensive stress habits you carry. Because the you in Mood Eye is built on a truth that stress management culture has almost entirely missed. Your nervous system was not designed to regulate itself in isolation, and every hour you spend managing your stress alone is an hour you're working against your own biology. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Marcelin Bailey, therapist, stress management consultant, and creator of the Mood Eye Framework, a stress relief system built on five ancient wisdom traditions. Last week, we went deep on the M pillar, mindfulness, as a nervous system intervention. And if you've not seen that video, it's linked in the description. And it's a good foundation for today. This week, we're on the U for Ubuntu, and I want to be clear from the start. This is not a well being sentiment, this is biology. Ubuntu is a philosophical concept, one of the oldest and most complete frameworks for human flourishing in the world. The phrase at its center means a person is a person through other persons. What this means is that your capacity to be fully yourself, to think clearly, to feel whole, and to act wisely is constituted through relationship with other people. You don't arrive at it yourself alone. I've been studying Ubuntu as part of the Mood Eye framework for years, and what strikes me again and again is how precisely it describes a neuroscience that neuroscience is only mapping now. The Zulu philosophers didn't have the word for cortisol, but they understood with extraordinary accuracy that a person separated from a genuine community is a person under chronic stress. It was an observation about how human beings actually work. And here's what the science says and why it matters for your stress. Social isolation, the quiet, managed loneliness of trying to hold everything together, elevates cortisol and inflammatory markers as significantly as acute stress. Loneliness carries the same mortality risk as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. These are not soft statistics, but here's a piece that changed how I think about all of it. Genuine human connection activates the vagal brake, the same parasympathetic pathway that the deliberate breath from the M pillar activates. When you are truly seen and held by another person, your nervous system does one deliberate breath does in 6 seconds. It's the connection, however, that lasts for hours. This is what Ubuntu understood. That is what the U in Mood Eye is built on. Community is not a reward you earn by first managing your stress alone. It is the mechanism through which your nervous system was designed to regulate itself. You are not made for this alone. This is not a weakness. This is your wiring. So before I go into the practice, I want to ask you something. If this is giving you something useful, I want to ask you to subscribe to this channel. Every week, I go deep on a different pillar of the Mood Eye framework, a different wisdom tradition, and a different entry point into sustainable stress relief. Subscribe to this channel, please. It only takes 2 seconds, and it means you see more of this work. So here's what the U in Mood Eye looks like as a practice for this week. 4 steps. Name one person who genuinely holds space for you, someone who actually sees you. Reach out to them this week just to connect. One message, one call, one moment of genuine contact. And when they respond, receive it. Stay in the receiving end without immediately redirecting or minimizing. Let yourself be held, even briefly, and then notice, pay attention to what happens in your body during and after genuine connection. That shift, that quiet settling, is your nervous system doing what it was designed to do. That is Ubuntu. That is the U in Mood Eye, and it is one of the most evidence based stress interventions available to you. It was not written on a prescription pad, but it was given to you by me in gratitude through those Zulu and philosophers who gave it to me. Well, that's all for now. Again, subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you can hear more about Mood Eye and the pillars of Mood Eye so that you can have sustainable stress relief. I'm Marcelyn Bailey. That's all for now. Take good care.